Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. You will probably see many people wearing these come next week. And some students, of course, have gone back to school this week, but the majority of students going back to school next week. And safety is the #1 priority when it comes to back to school for our students here in Ottawa and right across the country. But here in Ottawa, the Executive Director of the Ottawa Safety Council is here to tell us all about safety and how important it is. Jamie Kwong joins us. How are you, Jamie?
I have to say, that looks very good on you.
You can see me on the corner.
Everyone will stop just for you, and all the kids will cross.
I love it.
Safety, yes. So we're going to have so many kids returning. All the school boards are returning back as of next week.
Yeah.
The French schools have already started. So that means that a lot more kids, a lot more traffic in school zones. So what we're trying to bring awareness to is that motorists need to slow down. They need to pay attention. They need to put away their cell phones, and they need to adhere to the speed limits in school zones, which are typically 30 or 40.
Right.
And in many new school zones, there are speed cameras. So just be careful that there are new speed cameras added to school zones this year. And our crossing guards are out there to keep the kids safe. So right now, people just need to be aware to plan their routes, take the time, be patient. And when a crossing guard is asking you to stop, it is, according to the Highway Traffic Act, you have to adhere to that.
It's the law.
It is the law.
Yeah, it is the law. Those photo radars, have they been very helpful in those areas?
So the priority is school zones. Right now it's still in like a pilot, like in the last few years. So they're doing, but it sounds like they've been successful in slowing down the speeds, and they've shown some initial data that's very promising in significantly slowing down speed from 60s to 40, which is where we want people to be. And I want to share some information on the severity.
Yeah, please
When
do.
someone is driving 30 or 40, if a pedestrian was to get hit, 9 out of 10 will survive that. That'll be fine. You raise it to 50, 5 out of 10 will survive that as a pedestrian. Raise it to 65, your speed, and suddenly 1 out of 10 will survive. So people aren't realizing how important their speed is, especially in school zones.
Yeah, because you might not feel it in your car, right?
Yeah.
We've all been driving in our car and perhaps we're going 60 and it doesn't feel fast. It is incredibly fast when it comes to a pedestrian, a cyclist, and we've seen some real tragic situations here, Jamie, in Ottawa in recent weeks even, right?
Absolutely, and these are preventable, and that's what the messaging I really want to get out is that all of us can take steps to be more responsible road users, be it a motorist, a cyclist, a pedestrian, someone driving a motorcycle. All of us can be more mindful and respectful of how we can make it safer on the roads for everyone.
We have an issue with school bus situation. I guess it's mainly drivers, right, is the big issue, is the lack of drivers. So that means we're going to have a lot less students using the bus and more parents driving them, and that's something to take into consideration.
So it looks like the numbers were about 8,000 students will be affected by the bus cancellations. And so that means congestion around school zones, as if they're already not congested enough from what we see. So that means everyone has to be more mindful of that school zone area. But we're asking parents to also plan their routes. So right now, this weekend is the perfect time to plan your routes with your kids, however you're getting there, be it by driving them, walking, or taking public transit, or the school bus if you're on one of those. Right now is the time to plan out the route, map it out, do a demo of it, so that you know what to expect and everyone's not surprised on Tuesday.
And it's a great opportunity to remind people when that school bus is stopped, Jamie. It is again the law. Right?
Absolutely. When
Both
the
ways.
hand goes out, when you see the lights blinking, you must stop. And we're asking, and Asta did some training with how to use the bus properly, but we're asking motorists to adhere to that, pay attention to that, and yes, you'll get some ramifications if you violate that.
You always bring visuals, right? You've got your traffic light over here, and again, this is just another reminder to keep an eye on it. You know, I find when people see that hand flashing, they think it means, you know, hit the gas instead of slowing down, but some other reminders when it comes to safety, Jamie.
Absolutely. So for kids, we're asking them to, we have some resources for parents on our website under the Road Smarts for Kids page, but basically we have activities for parents to map out the routes, to learn about road safety. We also have a ton of digital free resources at our Road Smarts for Kids programming. So right now is a good time to just reiterate some of those basic road skills. But for kids, it's keep eye contact with cars, make sure you stop, obey the crossing guard, and everybody, I would say patience. Take more time to plan your route, and I find it's speeding, it's impatience, and it's not planning out your route, which causes the stress of not really paying attention to what you should be doing.
There's been a lot of construction around as well, you know, with the LRT and just, you know, basic road work. So again, taking that extra 10 minutes in the morning, having an understanding that things are going to slow down. And guess what? We've all been going through a summer where things aren't as busy, and now everybody's back to work, everybody's back to school, right?
Hustle and bustle. I feel like everyone's on a back to school schedule, I feel, but absolutely way more kids walking, a lot more kids cycling too. So we want everyone to have a great, safe back to school return. So the best way is to plan, be patient, be aware of your surroundings, and not be distracted.
This is actually a sign that means stop. I'm just, I know it's a serious issue, but you know, I joke about that, but you know, so many times we see people rolling through, in particular, you know, in those busy communities where people make sure, I mean, it's not adding much time to your drive, right?
If you're so frustrated by losing our 30 seconds while children walk and you're getting frustrated, and we've had an increase in hostility towards our crossing guards and kids, like this breaks my heart.
Really?
Then you haven't planned your route appropriately.
Right.
So I just want to place a gentle, friendly reminder for everybody just to leave a little bit earlier, because who knows what you can anticipate coming up.
Very quickly, it's got 20 seconds left. You're looking for crossing guards still, right?
40 crossing guards will take us through the whole school year to make sure that we have coverage throughout all those winter months. www.crossing-guard.ca. You'll find all the applications there. Pick the appropriate city, because we are now having crossing guards in Ottawa, Toronto, and Brockville.
Wonderful. Great to have you back. Thank you so much,
nice
Jamie.
To be here.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this to wrap things up. Awesome.
Same.